So, afternoon, we are here in the studio, also called my living room. And I wanted to show you some of the stuff that I do take. I know I talk a lot about the stuff that I don't want to take, like vaccines and extra medicines and stuff like that. But there are some certain things that we have to take, especially if you're on dialysis. But I would also ask your primary care physician how your levels are in some of these areas, because the healthier you are, the most likely you won't have kidney issues. And as long as you're eating well and drinking properly, then perhaps you can avoid dialysis in general. So, one of the things I picked up just the other day from the Walmart pharmacy after all of the insurance debacle is my potassium pills, and that's this here. So I got a whole bunch of them. I'm supposed to take one a day, I believe, but they're really big. So what I do is I just eat them. I do follow it with a large cup of water to kind of flush it all down. It's very chalky, but it's not like the worst thing ever, and it doesn't really taste like anything. So I guess the bland part about it could be like it doesn't taste like anything. And so potassium is definitely a must, because when you're on dialysis, you actually pull potassium. And so you always are depleted basically of that level, and you have to have potassium because potassium is such a major contributing factor to having a healthy heart. So sadly, a lot of times people don't die from kidney disease. They actually die from heart complications, which sometimes and most likely deal with your potassium level. So you want to get that potassium in there. If you are not on dialysis and say you're stage 3, I would say you need to caution how much potassium you're eating, because it's almost like on that edge, because you're still naturally getting rid of your toxins and passing them. Then you don't want to overload your body with potassium. And I didn't know that when I was stage 3 and working. I was eating avocado dip like nobody's business. And there were days that I remember that my kidney hurt, and I pushed through it because I just didn't think about it. And then I realized now, looking back, that that was not the wisest thing for me to be doing. Although in my head I was thinking, well, it's avocado, so it's healthy, right? I would be very cautious about what you eat. If you are on stage 3 or stage 3 kidney disease, I would start really examining what you're eating and starting to make that change immediately, so that fast food's out, soda is out, those kind of things, so that you're just developing a really healthy body, and then hopefully you don't have to go on dialysis. But in the event that you do, of course, potassium is what we always want to keep up. So the other thing is going to be your vitamin D. Now, I've heard across the board that we do not get enough vitamin D because we're not out there hunting our food, so we're not basically exposed to the sun. If you're in Tucson or Arizona or places where the sun is extreme, we don't want to be outside. At least I don't. So we have to take vitamin D, and I'm pretty certain, again, across the board, usually you're always deficient in vitamin D. So I found this one. It's called NatureWise Vitamin D3. It's 5,000, whatever it is, this. And you can find it on Amazon. You can find it most places, and it runs for about $15. Now, the cool thing about this, though, is there's a year's supply of vitamin D in here. Because if you're like me, and in the past, before finding this, it was like every so often you'd have to go buy another bottle, and it's not cheap. Except I did find this on Amazon for $15. I'm pretty sure Amazon probably still sells it, but it's been a year now because I'm very, very low. So I'm going to have to put in another order for this. But when I did Google it just to see like what is the price for it now, I did find it on several places for $15. So this is a really big deal and a really cool price. So I would just do it. It's a year's worth of this. The other thing I do is B12 because we don't get enough B12. These are my to-go-to vitamins that I take. So I always have to do the potassium, the vitamin D, and then the B12 are always a constant in my life because I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of my insides as well as possible. And that's like the easiest thing to do. With vitamin D, you have to eat it with something. So, but the coffee doesn't really count. It needs to be a food that has to carry it into your system and break it down. So I would suggest getting like a little pill holder. There's so many different varieties, or you can go to the dollar store and buy a really cheap one and then dress it up and bling it up. Like I said before, DaVita has given me 2. So I have one that's for 2 weeks. And then I have one that goes on my keychain, and that one's nice. And that one's really nice because, like, when I go and have dinner or go eat, I will always have Tums with me, hopefully, if I haven't ran out. And then I'll also have my vitamins with me. So it's just so easy to forget to take them if you're not eating at home. So that's why I do take them. And you're just taking it once a day too. So, you know, it just makes it easier for you to remember to take those. The other thing that I take is glucosamine, and this one is the Move Free kind. I take this because it's supposed to help your cartilage, and I feel like getting older and especially going back to the gym, I want to make sure that I have healthy joints and cartilage things and whatever else has to happen because I'm not worried about like getting sore muscle. My focus is break my knee or something, you know what I mean? Like I don't want bone on bone rubbing, and I'm hoping that this is something that would just help prevent that. But you know, like DaVita knows, and so they know that I take that. Another thing that I do take, it's kind of funny. Okay, so one time I was walking through Costco, and you know how they have those carts out that help let you try their food or their little snack or, you know, whatever it might be. And this lady was sitting there and she's like, yeah, I have this, it's called CQ10 liquid, and it helps your heart. And it's like I can't ever say it. It's like, well, it's basically heart health, cardiovascular. And I think that's the fancy word for heart, but it helps the heart function, and it's just it's really good stuff. And so at Costco, you can get the bottle for about, I got it because it was their promo thing for like $20, and this was like, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, 6-7 years ago. And I don't take it religiously, but I started to take it off and on throughout all that time, especially because it's a little bit expensive. And so I know I found it on Amazon for sale just recently for $24, but usually it runs around $30. And it looks like this. You can take pills. You can find this at Walmart. Usually it's a smaller bottle. For the price, I like this bottle because it comes from Amazon. And so it's an easy thing. But also I like that it's the liquid form because I feel like it absorbs much faster. And first thing when I get up in the morning, I usually go in the kitchen, take a little shot of it, and you only need like a tablespoon of it. It's not, I mean, this is going to last like a long time. So I take this maybe every other day. I want to say the directions have you take it first thing before you eat or drink anything. And so that's usually what I do. When I get up in the morning, I just go take a little shot of that. And I mean like a tablespoon. You're not supposed to down a whole bunch. In fact, I'm the only one who uses it, and so I just drink it from the bottle. And probably that's terrible, but it's my house, so whatever. And my germs. I do take collagen peptide, which is this. And this can just be as pricey as the other thing because it's like, I want to say at Walmart, I got this on sale for, oh, you know what happened? Okay. So on Amazon, it was on sale for $20. And then if you bought another one, the other one would be half off. So I ended up getting 2 of them, which is a really good deal. A friend of mine who got the I don't know what you call it, the stomach stapling surgery, and is doing phenomenal, by the way. And I want to say this is like 4 years later. Yeah, something like that. She's doing phenomenal. She's great. She's lost so much weight. She's just amazing and inspiring. Anyhow, one day she was using this in her coffee and I was like, what is that? And so she told me, oh, it's, it's totally the best kind to use. And she just puts it in her coffee and drinks it. It doesn't taste like anything. Once in a while, it can kind of be like dry creamer. You know how when you use dry creamer, it'll clump a little bit, but you just stir it about and it's fine. And anyway, so I went home and researched a little bit about it, and then I decided to order me some, and I tried it. And so off and on I will get it because it is a little bit pricey, but that one deal I got two, right? And I'll tell you, this last 6 months, but what it does is it helps your skin and your nails and your hair. And I noticed right away that my nails started to grow. And I have always been one to have super brittle, flaky nails, like the kind where you could like pick off layer after layer. I find that my nails are much stronger. They're not the strongest because I still have pretty weak nails, but I'm amazed with how often I have to trim them. My hair is actually pretty healthy considering I dye it a lot. And a friend of mine who works as a hemodialysis tech is always complimenting my skin because he's like, you have the softest, healthiest skin, because a thing that's affected when you have dialysis amongst all the other stuff is your skin. And he's like, he feels so badly for some of his patients because they have very dry, flaky skin. So anyways, that is my regimen. That's my little things that I have. Here is my blue guy I was telling you about earlier. It's very nice because like it's all full. So I have 2 weeks worth of vitamins in here. And this is cool because then I don't have to go back into the cabinet and get everything out every day. It's just right here ready to go. I do and did have to teach Charlie that this was not for him. So that was a little bit of a battle because toddlers are stubborn, but I'm more stubborn. So anyways, that's my story today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Drink your water. Bye-bye.